So last year I started an old COD zombie series where I would play a zombies map and then proceed to talk about my experiences with said map and what makes that map work and what does not. This led to me doing all the maps of World at War and then proceed to not touch it again. Until now, where we will be looking at Kino Der Toten, and by the end of this video, we will come to one conclusion of a specific question. Why is Kino Der Toten so iconic? Let us begin. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to a video I haven't done in a while. It's been quite some time. So we are on Kino. We are just going to be talking a bit about this map and my experience with it and what makes it just kind of the way it is. And first and foremost, I will say like this map, even throughout the many years that this map has had its ups and downs in the community about why it's the worst or why it's the best, this map to me will always be considered one of, if not the most iconic maps ever. And that kind of all starts a while ago. So I have a deep connection with this game in general. Black Ops was one of those games where I started it started my journey within the zombies realm. Like, I mean, okay, let me get these straight. Nectar and Toten on World at War was what kind of, well, it introduced me to the world of zombies, because as I mentioned in my Nectar and Toten video, by the way, a link hovering around the screen somewhere, but I was too scared to play said game because, well, I was terrified of it when it first originally came out. And second thing, also, this game's really loud. And second thing, when I was younger, my parents didn't really like to give me the ability to go online or anything like that. So my access to the realms of DLC and map packs and such were kind of cut off, basically. And that was until I played Black Ops 1 for the first time. I actually remember when this game originally came out first. It was probably like January or something. I didn't know the game had already been out. I was just told my friends, hey, you need to get Black Ops. I was like, what's a Black Ops? And then I was shown the game, and lo and behold, I decided to get it. And then I went online for the first time because I had to. My friends were telling me I had to play with them, and I had the courage to get it. So I went online, and Kino was the first map I played online with friends. That one game alone sparked everything. Like, my interest in zombies, my competitive nature for zombies, and so on and so forth. Now, let's just talk very briefly about the map itself. So the setting already for this map to me is always one I've always kind of really liked, as someone who loved everything to do with World at War. And that's kind of what made it very easy for me to transfer into this realm, is because I was mainly watched a lot of my friends played Derice when I was a bit younger. Seeing Kino Der Toten did not really faze me too much, nor became overwhelming to me, because of the fact that this game feels and looks almost identical to that of World at War zombies, just with a few little fine-tuning and little things here and there. The zombies play a lot better in this game compared to that World at War, and that's like a few things that I have noticed. Like, World at War was like a training ground for what zombies could be. They didn't know how popular it would become. So when this game came out, what was happening in World at War, the issues did not exist as much within Black Ops. So what makes this map so well known? What makes people, whenever they think of zombies, think of Black Ops 1's Kino Der Toten? Because I'll give an example of this, right? I have some friends who are adults like myself now. They are over the age of 25, and I've said to them, I've asked them the question, have you ever played zombies before? They said they don't remember much of zombies, but they remember playing Black Ops, and one of the maps they played was a map that was set in a theater. They were referring to Kino Der Toten. And you do not understand that a lot of people, I've asked a lot of people that question, my age, and their answer is in fact Kino Der Toten. So what is it that makes this map so iconic compared to everything else that is within this game or this genre? And it comes down to, like I said, a few things. One, the time that it was released, and this being a starter map in general. Now, there are a lot of starter maps within other Call of Duties, and they aren't as iconic, but like I said before, it also comes down to the time period that this game was released in. Now, this game was released in 2010, and it ranged from 2010 to the end of 2011 when a new COD came out. Now, at that time period, within that time period, the online genre had grown and become incredibly popular. It was starting to become a widespread thing rather than just being kept in your living room with your friends who are local. This was now becoming a realm where you could play with anyone in the world, and it was becoming more and more accessible and easier for those who even struggled with it before, like myself. Because like I said in the last video, I struggled with trying to play online because, well, I was too young. I was too young to play, and it wasn't simple for my parents to concept the realm of the online community. And so when 2010 came along, I was a bit older, I was a bit braver, and the online realm had become a bit more easier. So we got it, we purchased it, and I started to play zombies more, and that's what sparked even further so my interest for the zombies realm. I would also like to add that as of this point, Black Ops is one of the most sold COD games of all time. So loads, and I mean quite a lot of people had played this game, and Kino was one of those maps that you could just play right off the bat. There was no precautions beforehand. It was just sitting there waiting to be played. So already right off the bat, just by saying that alone, there are going to be millions, and I mean millions of people who are not dedicated to the mode, who don't know much about zombies, are going to play this mode with the intention of just having a fun time, and are going to remember it due to this sole factor alone. So putting that together with people who want to play because of their friends, and those who just buy the game or come across this map in general, this would make Kino Der Toten one of the most well-remembered maps because it's just so easy to access for absolutely everyone. But even though I say that, and even though I say it was the most sold game within the COD franchise, you can't really have that without it being a good map in general. And, well, does Kino Der Toten play well for a map that is the map you start with? Well, I could say, personally, yes, it does. It is a map that has held its own for a long time, and even playing in 2023, it still feels amazing. Now, back then, when I was playing this for the first time on my very own Xbox 360, I fell in love. It was easy to transition from World at War over to this game, and it became abundantly clear that I was going to fall in love with it. And I'm going to hop into my next point in just a second, is when I first played this map, like I said, this was my very first experience of the online realm of gaming. And so when I got this game, I played the campaign, noticed zombies was in it, and then my friends told me to play with them. I had no clue on how to even get online working. I'd have my bloody parents try and set it up for me as I would sit there in the corner twiddling my thumbs, waiting for them to set it. The eagerness behind those eyes of mine at that time were extravagant, because I was about to do something I've never done before, and that was play with friends without being with them, which was insane to me. So my parents got it all fixed, they got it all set up, and I hopped online for the first time, and my friends invited me to a party, and the first thing that we did when I loaded up this game was play Kino Der Toten. I had not played on my own at this point. I had no clue what to expect. I remember to this day opening the door to the theater for the very first time and walking into the open area of Kino Der Toten. And let's just say, I didn't feel anything. I felt absolutely nothing because I did not know how to process what was happening at that moment. And I think that is something that is great about this map as well, is that this map, even with people and even with on your own, it is not complicated. I was never at any point overwhelmed by the complexity of this map. I was never overwhelmed by what was happening. At this point, zombies was extremely simple. Zombies at this point had nothing much to it. You get the guns you want, you go and turn on the power, and you go to the teleporter to get Pack-a-Punch. It was really, and I mean really simple. So there wasn't really much to it, and I think it worked well for people like me who were new to the game and those who had lived and breathed at a world at war. And the way the map is just laid out just works kind of perfectly for those who are new to the game. Now, for me at the time, I struggled a lot with how the zombies maneuvered. The zombies were definitely much harder in this version of the zombie mode. Incredibly difficult, may I add. And so once I had started with my friends, I invested, and I mean invested, an unhealthy amount of time to trying to get better at this game so that I could hold my own in any game of zombies. And let's just say that took a very fucking long time because I was useless at using a controller in situations such as zombies. And another fond memory I'm going to add here is, and I think I could speak for everyone, but when you unlock the music for the first time in this map, it is one of the best adrenaline pumping 3 to 4 minutes anyone could ever experience in a zombies game. I mean, there are a lot of zombie songs within COD in general, but if we're gonna agree on something, is that Kino Der Toten's song is one of the best ever in COD Zombies and is the most fitting. I mean, like I said, there are a lot of great songs in every map from here on out, but Kino Der Toten's 115 without a doubt will be held as one of the better or best ones within the entirety of zombies. Now, just like in every map in World at War, what did Kino Der Toten do differently, or what did it add to the zombie genre? It added a few things, not a whole lot, because to be honest, it is just a World at War map. It is just Der Riese 2.0. But if it did add something, it would be the crawlers. Those little fuckers are really annoying even to this day. Of all the things I've hated most in COD Zombies, it's definitely the Nova crawlers. It added one of the most popular wonder weapons of all time, the Thunder Gun. That thing is still, to this day, beloved by the entire community, and actually a lot of people even say that it is something that is terrible because it makes zombies too easy. There are a few new traps, like the MG trap, which logs on the zombies. It's okay in this game, it's not the best. It's even worse in BO3, but it does its job. And to be honest, that's about it, really. It doesn't really add that much else. Yeah, there's new guns, but that's nothing to do with the map. That's just more with the game itself. So Kino doesn't really change much. It just sticks with the status quo. It sticks with what it did right. It just fixed the gameplay mechanics and made it much better for people who are new to the game. Now, am I to say that this map is still extremely playable in 2023, nearly 13 years, which is crazy to think about, man. 13 years later after its release? Oh, 100%. This game still plays extremely well on PC, and I know there are many, and I mean many different opinions on this map within the community. Some saying it is goddamn boring, and some people saying it is one of the greatest zombie maps of all time. And to that I say, it is a very good map. I am not going to say that it's a bad map by all means. Yes, after a little bit of time, it can get boring, but isn't that with every zombies map, really? You can never really have a adrenaline pumping time with one zombie map. I think the only zombie map that could really properly achieve that would probably be Varrock, because that map is balls to the walls incredibly difficult. But Kino Der Toten is a great casual time and perfect for people who are casually playing the game. Even if you're someone who doesn't play zombies very often, Kino Der Toten caters to the fact that you can just play a game without having to try so hard in order to get high in the rounds. And Kino will always be that map that is the pinnacle of casualness for zombies. And without a doubt, one of the most iconic zombies maps of all time, even now, 13 years later. Thank you all so much for watching this video and gracing your eyes upon my live commentary while I play a game in the background. Next video will be touching upon 5, which will be a very interesting topic to talk about as 5 is very mixed within the community. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you are keen to see what happens next and what my thoughts are on the next map within this series. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.